5 ways that we can be more patient. Patience tends to be underrated in our society, especially as so many things around us seem to constantly speed up. It is widely understood that technological advancements play a big role in this growing trend in intensity. It is quite evident that people are adapting themselves to become more connected through things like social media. Many feel somewhat uneasy when they're left to their own devices without a tablet or phone in sight. But deep down inside, we do have some sense of how to take our time and avoid the pushes and shoves. This is what patience has to offer when it's applied properly. It helps us make better, more sound decisions when we're faced with a problem and its various complicated facets. In short, it is very useful in those occasions when we least need to act on impulse. For instance, at work, patience is necessary for positions that bear a high degree of responsibility, and it makes all the difference when trying to promote an atmosphere that allows for the freer flow of solutions, when sparks begin to fly and things start to get crazy rather suddenly. A classic example lies in places like the newspaper's editing room. There, the latest news needs to be compiled for the paper's printing to be carried out on schedule that same day. It's normal for arguments to brew and tensions to run high. However, instead of letting everyone pull their hair out and name-call each other, the staff should strive to observe, assess, and constructively present what they feel is the right way to go. Most of the time, it isn't easy. It can be thought of like first learning to ride a bike. We make ourselves believe that becoming more patient, quite simply, isn't in the cards for us, and that we'll never get it right. As though it's some type of curse that an old gypsy woman cast on us. But in reality, it's above all else a question of improving ourselves and how we handle the myriad of situations that make life, life. So here are some tips for the next time that you feel as though you're going to lose it. Stop what you're doing and give yourself a minute to think. This may sound obvious to some and easy to do, but it actually takes a lot of practice to do when faced with a trying situation. It is when we're frustrated that we're the shortest with ourselves. We don't give ourselves the opportunity to think things through carefully with a cool head on our shoulders. Relax. Then you can look at the options that are set before you. Don't force things. Some things just aren't going to budge, and you just have to accept that that's the way things are for a particular reason. You're not going to develop Jedi powers all of a sudden. A lot of times, you have to allow yourself to understand that there are some circumstances that are beyond your control because they have their own dynamics and complexities. Respect other people and their opinions. There's a reason why most all large companies have a human resources department. We don't always get along and personalities can clash. So try to be understanding and promote a good back and forth. Learn to observe the people involved in order to develop a broader picture. At its core, impatience is found in misunderstandings, be it of intentions, moods, obstacles, and difficulties, or so much more. There's usually more to the story than first meets the eye. It's fairly common to feel overwhelmed when one is relying on assumptions rather than careful observation. Trust in yourself. In stressful situations, the answer that one is looking for is often inside one's own self. However, if one doesn't make an effort to dispose one's composure to receive or realize what is best, it can be like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube with a hand behind one's back. It's a good idea to consider the different situations where exercising patience can yield better results. As human beings, we tend to blow things out of proportion. But with practice, we can allow ourselves to mature and put our best foot forward.